Hello, Emerson. Today is Friday, March 6, 2026. I'm Noah.
And I'm Tommy.
We've been working on our school musical since the fall, and we are so excited to finally share what we've been preparing.
Yesterday we performed for students and staff after school.
And today, we're excited to perform for our visiting 5th graders.
The Blue Cast performs tonight at 7 p.m. and tomorrow at 3 p.m.
The Red Cast performs tomorrow at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 3.
Tickets are $8 online or $10 at the door.
Seats are reserved and cannot be rearranged or exchanged, so make sure to purchase exactly what you need before they sell out.
Don't miss Emerson's all-school musical, Oliver Jr.
Students, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Students, please sit for 15 seconds of silence.
To you all, Mr. Bumble with the weekend forecast straight from London.
It seems London will be feeling quite British this weekend.
You can expect a typical early March weather, cool temperatures with a chance of clouds rolling across the sky.
There may even be a few passing showers. So if you're strolling the streets near London Bridge, you might want to bring an umbrella close at hand.
It's not quite glorious food weather.
But it is perfect weather for you staying inside a theater.
Back to you, Emerson.
Chicago, Mr. Bumble reporting for duty.
This weekend looks like classic early March in the Windy City.
Expect cool temperatures and a mix of clouds and sunshine.
There could be a little breeze. After all, it is Chicago.
Whether it's cloudy, bright, or somewhere in between,
it's a perfect weekend to gather your family and see Oliver Jr.
Performances run all weekend.
We'll see you at the show.
It's time to announce our Trimester 2 Pom-pom Challenge winners.
The competition wrapped up last week, and the winning grade is 8th grade! Congratulations, 8th graders. Your hard work of showing empathy and acting safely has really paid off.
8th grade will enjoy a hot cocoa bar on Friday, March 13th during Stop, Drop, and Read. Students will enjoy their cocoa and homeroom while reading.
And if your grade didn't win, don't worry. You can still enter the raffle for some amazing prize baskets.
This one is called Food Glorious Food. It includes a Visa gift card, spicy snack bags, and British candy. Perfect for any snack lover.
And this one is, you've got to pick a pocket or two. It has a cross-body bag, gloves, flashlight, keychain, and a Visa gift card. All kinds of cool goodies.
Raffle tickets are $10 each, generously donated by Emerson alumni.
So keep showing your Emerson spirit. Everyone has a chance to be a winner.
Quick reminder, Emerson.
This Sunday, March 8th, starts the start of Daylight Savings.
Make sure to set your clocks for 1 hour ahead on Saturday night before you go to bed.
And be sure to enjoy the extra sunlight after school.
Oliver Jr. is based on the best-selling book Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens.
Oliver is a kind, honest young boy who starts his life in an orphanage run by cruel people.
Time after time, he endures terrible circumstances.
But no matter what happens, Oliver always reacts with kindness and courage.
Over here is the soundboard where we can control the volume of all of the different cast members. And then up here are the specific dials that we can change to adjust the audio quality for each specific cast member's voice style. And then over here we have our light board,
where we can turn off the lights by sliding these panels down.
So the lights control the overhead lights up there. And then we have two members working the back lights all the way over there. And with the light board, we can do multiple cool things. We can change the shape of the lights to make them look like triangles. We can change where they're pointed at. We can even change the color of the lights to make them pink, for example.
Yes.
And then right here we have our cue list. And all we have to do is we have to press a button and then it moves right to the next cue.
Right now I'm going to tell you about like the scenery and the stage crew and all that. All the sets were designed by myself and painted by my crew and me. Stage crew moves all of the sets, including these two, which are moved almost every scene, these two smaller flats, and this giant fireplace. Over here, backstage, they have these packets with each scene and where all the stuff needs to go. And if you come backstage, you can see here's the stage crew. That's basically it. Thanks for coming with me.
The process to do a musical. Well, first you have to fill out a form on the local newsletter. But afterwards, then you would do the actual audition. So do you want to explain what you have to do to audition?
So basically, you do a audition dance, which is also on the website of Miss Broeker.
Then you have to sing the song of a character that you want to audition for, that you are auditioning for. Then you have to read a short paragraph of like what you have to read, and then Ms. Broeker records everything. She over the winter break, she reevaluates everything. She watches every single one. She groups you into pieces. Basically, she casts us basically just like that. And then we have all the rehearsals.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thanks for watching. Come see Oliver Jr.
Hey, you're into the right Bill sucks.
Together,
We are Emerson!
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great. How about you, Damien?
Doing pretty good. So, Ryan, one thing I wanted to ask you is that how do you keep your kind of singing, like, how do you not get nervous on stage is how I'm just, like, approaching this. Like, just how?
What I do is I've done a little bit of acting in the past. If for those who you remember or don't remember, I was a pretty big role in the music theater workshop for the first trimester, Something Rotten Junior. Even though I didn't have to sing that much, I still had to have a big presence on stage. And for my first performance, I like briefly choked, but I decided to do something a little different that I don't usually do, is I picture where you're in a room where no one else is in it, and you could just like sing and act on your own, and you don't have to feel like hundreds of eyes are staring at you.
You also told me yesterday that you kind of imagine that there's no one in the room, and that's how you kind of get your motivation to sing better, and that's just how you approach the in musical workshop and just the Oliver Jr. play how to sing better.
I would also say I don't just do that. I also do, I think a lot of theater kids do this as well. Actors who are, and singers who are like just starting out, they probably, what they want to do is like make your mind a camera and just look at what you have to talk about or sing about. You just take a picture of that. I'm saying this in quotes as well. And you just keep repeating it over and over and over until you have it in your mind crystal clear.
All right, so I myself was in the Annie Jr. play, which was really awesome, but the worst part I do regret is not trying out for the Oliver Warbucks part in Rightcast, but my friend Archer, Guy, he did do it. I was Drake, which was not that big of a role. I mean, I only did a couple parts, which was okay because I actually did another part. His name was called Ward. It was like an officer dog who was threatening to take this little girl's dog to the pound. And back in the 1920s/30s, if you took a dog to the pound, they would essentially get laid down. For the people who don't know that. Anyways, so Annie Jr. was a great success. I hope that I did hear some of you guys on the stages. Sorry, not on the stages. I did hear you guys cheering me on from the lunch tables, which was pretty nice. Thank you so much for that. But I mean, it was just a great experience, and I think I would want to do it again in high school because it was just so phenomenal. I got to work with my friends. Yeah. I did pull Archer and Tommy from a class of theirs, which was pretty funny.
Yeah. I myself and my entire 9th period French class decided to go down to the NPR to actually watch Annie. I will say It was good. The only thing I had to say that was, I would say, negative was there were a lot of like mic issues. I couldn't really hear like many people up on stage. I think a lot of people who watched it as well could agree with that.
Yeah, so there was one mic issue, and that mic issue was that we kept on stepping on our mics, which basically breaks them because they're like vintage Bose, mics that you tape onto your face. It was really uncomfortable because, you don't want tape on your face and then you have like a whole cord going down your body. But I would say the whole experience of Music Theater Workshop is good. All right, back to Oliver. So, like I told you guys, I am the Bluecast Oliver. We have a play on Thursday from 3 to 4. Then we have Friday from, I think, from 7 to 8:30. Yeah. Then we have Saturday night, same time, 7 to 8:30. So hopefully we do see you guys there, but it was a pretty cool experience doing Oliver Jr. this year. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, Ryan?
I want to say my Redcast performances, they're on basically the opposite times of Damien's cast. And I want to just like point out where I just want to talk about my origins of why I decided to do acting as a, I wouldn't say as like a hobby.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Ryan. Go tell us about how you and yourself really set this goal about how you became and did musical theater, which is really awesome because musical theater really works on your acting. For people who want to be actors out there, I mean, actors make freaking millions of dollars a year.
This is some good advice. Write this down as I'm speaking about this. Okay, so my origins kind of came from a very random spot. So as you all know, and this seems like a common thing by now, I am a great history nerd. I have a history club. That is not called for. You should have done something better than that. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I have, I'm a big history buff. I have a history club here at Emerson, which I say you guys should visit because it's very fun. This upcoming meeting we have this Thursday, we are doing a Jeopardy quiz, so I hope I see you guys there. I'm a member of the Park Ridge Historical Society, and basically every year during like the season of like September-ish, they have a how do I put this? Living History Day where you are like given a script of like a famous person from Park Ridge who lived there and was like a pioneer, and you like dress up like them and you like read through the script and it talks about their life during Park Ridge. So this is like 1800s, 1900s, stuff like that. And I've done that I just did my second year last year. I was a Civil War veteran. His name was Lieutenant Milton Henry Myers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. He lived here he came here around like 1918. He died in 1942. He was, as I said, a Civil War. He was a first lieutenant.
I know you're talking about this, but in social studies we're learning about World War II.
Yep.
And all the events that really happened were pretty crazy. But if you do want to learn more, you guys should check out Ryan's History Club because he is the total nerd of this stuff. I am not. I don't really know a lot of these things, but I do love some history.
I think our next topic for History Club for like in the next 2 weeks is probably gonna be like Norse mythology. So like, you guys might know this as like Thor, Odin, Loki. You might have heard them from like Marvel and pop culture, but they don't talk really about like Norse mythology as much in social studies. There you go. And okay, so back to my story. I was Milton Myers for both years. I thought to myself, hey, I do pretty good acting because I found out after the event, because it was like 2 or 3 hours, I had to stand next to Myers' gravestone and just recite it multiple times. I found out I was the only one who actually memorized the entire script. Everyone else had to read off it, so I felt like I did something pretty well there, and I was like, hey, I think I like this acting a lot. And when we got to choose electives for 8th grade and 7th grade, I was like, hey, maybe I might do Music Theater Workshop because it sounds pretty fun. I do that. I find out I have it first trimester, and we did something run. I was Brother Jeremiah. I will say I nailed it. The performance was a huge success. Everyone loved it and how I displayed my character. And I was like, I think I should do this more often but just besides this.
Because basically, I was the original Bill Sykes for both casts. Then I met Ryan, and Ryan was pretty good at memorizing his cues. Now, talking about cues are one of the most important part about being in a play.
Yeah.
Because you really want to learn to get on stage at the right time. Also, memorization is one of the
That is key.
a lot of the greatest
Yeah.
thing that you need to know, because
That is
you need to know your lines. If you don't know your lines, you cannot act, and if you cannot act, it's just a bad play.
Yeah.
And also Miss Broeker has made it clear that you cannot goof around about this stuff,
Yeah.
because
She is dead serious.
you will get really kicked out, because this is a really serious thing. So
Yes.
make sure to stay on your cues most of the time, because this is a really, really huge part of the musical theater workshop, because they give you books and you really need to memorize those lines. Well, for the first month and a half, 2 months, you do use the book, so it helps you out with that.
That's what happened with Music Theater Workshop. It's basically like that, except smaller and less of a budget.
My class was pretty cool. My class only did have maybe 16 people in it. So it was, because for Annie you have the maids, you have Annie, Miss Hannigan, the orphans. And most of the people on my cast, they would have to have double shifts because we couldn't keep up with the whole play.
Yeah.
Which was really nice, because a lot of people got potential.
Yeah.
And I know some of the kids in my class, they didn't really have a lot of momentum to sing, which was really I know it's really scary at first, but it's really not when you start doing it, because once people hear your voice, they're gonna start trying to teach. They're gonna treat you better, because they know that you're good at something that they're not as good of. But anyways, off that topic, I do think that it is a really, really good experience to even experience musical theater, because musical theater is awesome. I'm telling you, awesome. And one thing is that the trimester is over. And I am really sad about that,
because that means that we're not going to be in Emerson anymore and going on to Maine South, which, granted, it seems fine, but it just you don't get to have the same fun and opportunities as you do here. But
because in middle school you can probably goof around a little bit more than high school, because high school they probably treat it a little bit more seriously, and you get probably cut more often, and there's a lot less people in the musical, which is a really cool thing if you make it. But also I do like the fact that that if you're chosen for something, that means they really do appreciate you and your voice, which is really awesome.
One little example of how it's hard to be in the musical at Maine South is my younger sister. She's about 9 now. A few years ago, they were doing Pippin, which I'm assuming I watched it. It was phenomenal.
That's great, Ryan.
She tried to audition for, I think it was a child lead role. It was Pippin's son, but she auditioned and she didn't get the part, which was unfortunate. But
I do have to ask Ryan.
What?
Well, I know you're talking about your sister, but your sister, are you gonna tell her to do musical theater in Emerson?
It's all up to her. Right now, she's in her sports phase. We're trying to get her to do music stuff. So, because my older brother has trumpet, I am in a trumpet.
I think orchestra's better than band.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You know why? Because you guys play a lot of loud stuff, and you know why? Because band is actually not really good for your brain. Heavy metal is not good for your brain. Classical music is actually scientifically proven to be a better source of musical treatment to your brain. So I do think that orchestra is better than band.
Hold up.
And I think a lot of you guys can try to agree with me on this here.
One thing I will say.
Fine. We'll set up a poll at Emerson. We will set up a poll to see which one's better, band or orchestra. We did this before, and orchestra actually won, Ryan. So what are you
Band
gonna
is
say
more
about that?
diverse in instrument-wise.
No.
We have like half a dozen, even more of instruments. Yours are just the same instruments.
4 orchestras, Ryan. You have 3 bands. Too bad.
They're still really good.
All right, next segment, we're going to be talking about, again, Oliver Jr. casting.
How many segments are we at? I think we're going to be on soon. But I think we should start, like, wrapping this up, because we got, like, what just
All right, so like we said earlier today, our shows are, my shows are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday 3 to 4 p.m. Friday 5 to 7. Sorry, not 5 to 7. Why do I keep on saying 5 to 7? It is 7 to 8:30. And so I can just do these sound effects. What's this one?
Holy.
All right, hold on. I'm going to test sound effects real quick. The most immaculate voice crack of all time, and everyone started laughing on my cast, and Miss Broeker got really mad at me. Oh my god, perfect timing for that one. Anyways, the voice crack was immaculate. It's just so fun to film Oliver, and I think it was just it's a really nice opportunity to get to know peers and just let your voice out, because you don't know who's gonna really appreciate your voice as much as we are.
Yes, and I had, for a few weeks, I think, like early this year, I had to be this kid's mentor, because he was struggling with, I would say, with like memorizing the song and the lines.
Dude, I was slacking, bro. Because basically, Miss Broeker told us, like, because we only had 30 rehearsals, which is only 6 weeks long.
Yeah.
And so that didn't give me a lot of time, because I didn't really have a lot of like time to do that, because I have volleyball. I'm trying out for volleyball this Thursday and Friday. Oh yeah. All right, well, that concludes our segment of Bill Sykes interviews.
You will see us later.
You'll see us later. Hopefully you guys come see our shows. Thank you for listening. Damien and Ryan out.
Who knows? We might bring Nancy into this.
Oh yeah. By the way, I do murder a couple of kids, and then
and me too.
So just a spoiler alert. Oliver is a great show.
Yeah.
I did end up filming a WMS video yesterday, because it's just we had to, because it's required for us to do so. Sorry, I thought
Publicity.
I heard the phone ring.
Publicity.
There is gonna be a lot of people there. Tickets were actually like expensive. They're like $100 per piece. Because
I heard from Miss Broeker that like a few days after tickets were like going out, she said that they already made back their money, which I will say proves how popular this is gonna be.
My grandparents are going to show up to the show because, they really do love the show, which is, I think all of us do.
Yeah. My parents, my grandparents are going to be seeing this as well. I think my older brother and younger sister, they're probably going to see it as well. I just hope we do good at this.
All right, that's going to conclude our episode of Bill Sykes with an apostrophe S. Thank you guys so much for listening. Damien and Ryan out.